On a
Yeah,
hot
no,
show.
definitely.
I did turn a couple people down.
Do we got a mix of people? I hope we have a mix. Well, I guess.
Yeah, we have a plethora, a mix of people. Asia did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Um,
Compliment. You gonna cuss me out in a minute though.
so Alex, if you can hear me, you are logged in with your administrative function. That's why you can see everybody. Even your last comment says, "Hey y'all, I know that's you." It's three of them because you're logged in as an administrator. All right, everybody, make some noise for the women's POV. It's gonna be an awesome rendition of the show. This is the third episode, right, Asia?
Yes, sir.
Word, word. How's everybody feeling this evening?
Good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Feeling
Terrific.
great. Feeling good. How are you?
I know some of you guys are new. Make you sure your replies are audible, as we're also gonna put this on a Apple stream. So let me ask one more time. How's everybody doing this evening?
Feeling
Good.
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 Great.
Fantabulous.
Good.
Isha talking and she on mute. So I can't.
Awesome.
Y'all need to catch YouTube for that one.
All right, all right, all right. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. As you enter the stream, please hit the like button right now if you can. Once again, we're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. YouTube, I think, gives you the best experience for sure, but all of them will do. We're also streaming on Apple, Anchor, and Spotify. Those episodes are released on Mondays at 5 a.m. for your ride to work, and obviously, you can play them back, watch different episodes, so on and so forth. We also have merch indeedtees.com/risky logo merch. It has the logo. We also have a shit like that shirt, which is dope. So shout out to us. All right.
I want that T-shirt.
This shit is.
I
I'm waiting
think
on mine. I ordered it.
Wait, where is that?
who back doing a lot?
It's sis.
Come on, bro. This nigga. Okay. All right. What we
Oh.
talking about tonight, Asia?
What about your friends? Will they let you down? Will they be around? Yeah.
I love you, girl, but you kind of said the words wrong.
That's a remix, Nate. Cut it out.
Word, word. Definitely a shower singer, but yes, we're talking about what about your friends. We had on previous podcasts, we had just some very high level conversation about women's friendships versus men's friendships. Men believe that women's friendships are very superficial, touch and go, very fluid. So we wanted to explore that. You know, we have a lot of dope topics. I want to start with this one. Do single women keep women single? If you've ever taken a test in school, right, and you do poorly, you like, damn, I fucked this test up, right? But then when your man's or your friend next to you had a bad score, how y'all both feel? Better
You don't,
about the
you don't feel
situation,
so bad. You don't feel so bad.
right?
Like, well, I ain't the only loser.
Mm. So, misery loves company is one of the models, but I don't even know if it's misery. You're just like, all right, fuck, we both fucked up, so we good. Let's go get a drink or whatever the case is. So, made that analogy may be weak, but you catch my drift. Do single women keep other women single? Do single women keep women single? Mary, what you think?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Absolutely. Because when you're with, which is, goes to why they say married women shouldn't have single friends and vice versa with men, because they encourage the fuck shit. So not even that they're telling you like, hey, go do this, go do that, but they're like, oh, we're trying to go to this club and da 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 over there and such and meet up with whoever. And they be like, oh, come on, you gonna listen to that nigga? You gonna let that nigga tell you what to do? He ain't gonna let you outside. Like
Mhm.
they be doing all of that. And then it's just like, as soon as like if you go talk to them same single friends and be like, hey, I'm going to my nigga, oh fuck that nigga anyway. Like they just be a lot of single women are bitter, honestly.
Damn.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna say the majority. I'm not gonna say all. I'm gonna say
Okay.
the majority of single women are bitter towards whatever with men, relationships, and things like that. So they kind of deflect that on the people that are in relationships.
Okay. Asia, you agree or disagree?
Love says no. I don't agree with that.
Why?
Um, I think that that's a maturity level, and as my friends, they respect my relationship.
Mm.
When I was married, I definitely had single friends still. But they respected my friend, my marriage, and they never said, "F that nigga, come out with us anyway." Um, and then some of them were single, some of them were divorced. So, but still single. You know what I'm saying? And when it was on the rocks, they would say, "Work it out. You don't want to be out here in these single streets." They would encourage to, make the marriage work. They would encourage to tough things out.
Mm.
So it's all about the caliber of your friends you have around you, about how they interact with you and say, what to do, or how they interact about your marriage, or have something to say about your marriage.
Chris. Okay. Chris, as Mary was talking, you raised your hand. What did you
Yeah.
want to interject on?
I just thought that the statement should be changed a little bit. I think toxic women keep women single. Like, I don't think that is something that, like, as a single woman, most of my female friends are like either married or in a relationship right now. I'm
Hmm.
not out here trying to like get them to go out with me to the club or anything like that. Like, I respect their relationship, and we do things together that their partner or spouse don't have to worry about us when we go out, because I respect their relationships. And for me, I just, I kind of fall back. Like, if one of my friends get into a relationship, I'll fall back. I go with my other single friends to go do something. So it's
Mm.
really all about the person that's doing it.
Okay. Now, I noticed you made a differentiation. It could just be a coincidence. You said partner and spouse. Is there a difference, or you just?
We already had this conversation here about partner
Mhm.
and spouse. Um, Obviously, I refer to spouse as like you're being married, and I use partner as like a prolonged relationship where you're committed to each other.
Oh, so you saying like girlfriend and boyfriend?
If that's what you want to call it. But I think it's a little bit more, because girlfriend and boyfriend, you're saying like they're still dating. When you say you have a partner, like some people have partners and they don't want to get married. They're committed to each other. They've been together 10 plus years and they're okay with that. I consider that a partner because it's still a commitment. I don't consider that girlfriend and boyfriend. That's some high school stuff where we dating, we could break up tomorrow, we fight and all that other stuff. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, just a clarification on that. Nay, you raised your hand. You wanted to initially go. What you got?
I disagree with Mary. I'm kind of with love on that, because I feel like if you have a low vibrational friend, you're in a low vibrational space, you're miserable. So you want that friend to be miserable with you. When you're in a high vibrational space where you're like, okay, I'm single and I'm working on me, but I want someone eventually, you're gonna want that for your friend too. At least that's how I was. I don't believe in saying, well, because I'm single, you got to be single too, girl. Like, no,
Hmm.
not at all. I think that if you are a good friend, you want to see your friend happy.
Okay. Does anybody agree with Mary? Does anybody agree with Mary? So nobody agrees. Remember, I'm gonna podcast it, so you got to talk. Does anybody agree with Mary? Not the
Absolutely
people.
not.
Don't.
I don't.
I
No.
don't agree with her, but I feel like there are people out there that she's describing. We're
So
just we're just saying that, from a general consensus that we're not like that and there are other people out there like us. So it's not just like a blanket statement for it.
Which is why I
so
said majority. I feel like, because I don't have any friends like that, but I see it so often, more than I don't see it.
I think that people that are led astray want to be led astray. It's like you really, really want to do F that nigga. So all your girlfriend got to do is like, girl, F that nigga once. You're like, all right, girl, let's go. Sometimes people are kind of waiting on you to give them that out. And they be
okay.
like, and that's when they, well, my homegirl said, but no, you really wanted it. You just wanted somebody to sit there and co-sign your bull crap.
It goes
Mm.
on the maturity that you just said, love, the first time.
So Lex, you're saying that all your friends operate in this manner where they tell you don't do it, try again, do whatever's best. They don't tell you anything about leaving, going out. Fuck what he talking about.
You're referring to me, Lex, right? Because I
Yes,
feel
man.
Well, first I was gonna say Mary came in hot talking about. I do. I gotta raise my glass because she did mention. I think in the society that we live in today, there are a lot of influencers and celebrities that are putting out there like, tell your friend, fuck that dude, or, forget him, live your life. And while there may be some truth to that, I'm all about being a high vibrational friend, in the sense of I'm gonna tell my girl whether you're wrong or whether you're right. So if your man is doing right by you, I'm gonna tell you that. And so, but it's not to say that there are women out there that do lead their girlfriends astray.
So, question. Shout out to Adrian White with the 4.99 super chat. The strong stand alone, Mary. So, shout out to Mr. White. Sis, have you ever seen the girls in the club that every time their friend gets approached, they pulling them and what we would deem cock blocking, so on and so forth? Have you seen that?
Well, I haven't been to the club in years, but
Mm-hmm.
no, I've never seen that.
Mm.
Even when I and I've never seen that.
Okay.
I
Ish,
can't say
have
I
you
have.
ever seen it?
I haven't, but I had started my new job, and this girl, she was like, I'm the protective friend. So when I'm in the club, I'm watching all my friends, and if a guy come and talk to them, and in my head, I'm like, oh, she must be the ugly friend. But yeah,
Dana, you've never seen that friend before?
I've been that friend before. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't been, in the club regularly in over 10 years, but when I was going hard, yeah, it just depended on, that friend and what her vibe was and what she was comfortable with. So if she gave off a vibe like, nah, get the fuck away from me, then, I'm going to act accordingly. But if she wants to entertain somebody's advances, or she wants to dance, or have somebody buy her a drink or whatever, do you, boo boo? Like, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with. But whichever way you go, I'm rolling.
Now, granted, mind you, guys, I used to, before Dana moved, I used to see her 5 times a week when I was DJing. But I guess that's not the whatever.
That's not
Ro.
Smith Brown is on 8th Street at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Stay drinking.
Ro. So what's your thought on the initial question?
I agree with Chris. I think toxic females have those tendencies to want to keep their friends single.
And Mary said it's the majority. You think most women don't have that toxic trait? You think most women are genuine? And
I think most mature women do not have that trait. I think that women who have experienced some life, they are not about pulling their friend down to wherever they are, because they're too busy working on themselves.
Where does PTSD come from?
Post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yeah.
I mean, it comes from having multiple traumatic situations.
So wouldn't it be counterintuitive if people have PTSD and it comes from having poor experience, or when people become jaded, oftentimes they have experience that has led them to believe whatever they believe based on what is happening. So wouldn't that come from people that do have experience, if anything?
It just depends on their experience. If they've never experienced females that are supportive and holding you accountable, yeah, they can definitely have toxic traits. So it just depends on your experience.
Yeah, so this is Tuesday, so I'll allow the sums and it depends.
Okay,
On
yes,
Wednesdays?
it does.
Okay.
It depends on your experience. It depends if all your life you've only experienced toxic females, from your mom, your grandmother, to your aunties and everybody else. And then when you get out in the world, or you go to school and you have friends and they are toxic, that is what you're used to. That is what you're displaying. That's what you're used to. But if you come across a friend that holds you accountable, that tells you, nah, you can't, I don't think you should do that, or no, stay in your marriage, or no, get the counseling that you need, then that's something different.
Isha, based on what Rose said, Generation X, would you say it's more toxic or less toxic?
I'm gonna say more. They just I don't know. They just don't have no morals or standards or no accountability. But who knows?
How old is everyone on
Wait.
there?
I think no, she's getting Gen X and millennials mixed up, I think.
Well, I'm
Oh.
a millennial.
No,
Oh.
Generation X, the generation right before ours.
Oh no. Okay.
Right.
Now,
One after us. Okay, so do I think they are more toxic?
mm-hmm.
I don't.
Generation X.
I don't. I think Generation X is the generation that's like, stand by your man no matter what. He can have kids down the street. I'm gonna still stick by him. Keep everything in the house. They don't tell all their business to everybody.
And that's not toxic, though.
I was just getting ready to say that.
But based on the subject matter, Isha's saying those traits wouldn't be toxic to what the subject is.
Yeah.
Right. So, question though, what did we get with Generation X? Would I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Generation X was a transition from Stand By Your Man, because we had governmental programs and things of that nature that you benefited from by not being with the man. So then so Section 8, right? You qualify based on what? I'm just talking about governmental. So see, listen to what I'm saying before you respond, right? So I'm just saying governmental programs, you couldn't have a man in the house to live in a project. Right. That's one of the stipulations. Just as a small example. And then the independent woman curve and so on and so forth. We can argue, but it came with Generation X for whatever the reasons are.
It just promoted more fatherless homes. And again, I feel like the key, which everybody is in referencing to opposite of me, is mature women. Most of mature women. A lot of women right now are not emotionally mature. So they're not acting as such. You get what I'm saying? So when you guys reference most mature women, you're putting mature women in a category, which is already a small category compared to everybody else, which is why I say most women would act a certain type of way.
Nay, you raised your hand. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the comment before, like, isn't that describing toxicity? That's what I thought.
Oh, to stand by your man is toxic?
If he's not a good man, why are you standing by him? You're telling somebody to stand by somebody just because, just say I have a man. If they're not a good man, you don't stand by your man. You can kind of work it out to your limitations, and then after that, it's like, nah, you gotta go.
So you champion divorce?
If it's not a good marriage, then yes. Not so championing it necessarily, but if it's not good, like whatever to you is not good, I'm always say if it's abusive.
So do you champion divorce?
Yes, if it's not good. If it's not a good marriage, then yes. Okay.
Dana, you got a stink face. You're looking like Biggie over there. Well, final thought on this topic.
I take my Zyrtec. My bad. My thought is I can only speak to the women that I know, that I'm exposed to, that I'm around on a regular basis as a 37-year-old woman. For us, being single is not a flex. Nobody wants to. My friends want to be wives. They want to be moms. They want to have a companion. They want to, turn the page and get on with the next chapter of their lives. That, we're a little seasoned and a little behind the 8 ball. So being single is not necessarily for those who want to be in relationships, who want to be wives and moms and things like that. It's not a flex. So nobody is encouraging you to say fuck that. We're encouraging healthy relationships. We're encouraging, maturity and growth and establishing yourselves and all of that stuff. So, if women want to be single, I don't know any women who want to be single, but if that's what you intend to do, or that's where you are in life and that's where you want to be, then, I would encourage that as well. But I just don't know any women who want to be single.
Okay. Oh, that's fair, man. Good work. I appreciate it. You guys can clap with me so they know.
Thank you.
Man, yeah, boy. Like, share,
That's because
subscribe.
we're used to the sound effects. I'm sorry. We're used to sound effects. My bad.
No doubt. I thought, deductive reasoning, but don't worry about it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that, hit that like. Alex looks so sad in the back. That's what you get for being late. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Definitely share the stream. This is worth listening to. You know what I mean? We like getting some good insight. I wanted to dig more deep. I wanted to dig deeper into what Dana just said. If we have time at the end, maybe we can explore that because that's slightly off topic. That being single is not a flex. All right. So I'm gonna use an anecdotal experience for this one. So my wife was in the house, right? She talking big shit. I can't believe this person did this, that, and the third. When I talk to them, I'm gonna tell them such and such, right? She walking around. I'm like, okay, man, I see you. You know what I mean? She stomping around the house, kicking shit, whatever. So boom, I hear on the phone, hey girl, hey, you remember that thing you did? I said, I'm thinking it's a different conversation. I'm like, man, who was that? Oh, that was such and such. I said, that's the energy? Like I couldn't. I'm like, that's not the same thing I was expecting. You kicked over the, but no, it wasn't that. You know what I mean? So my question is, how do women handle conflicts in your relationships, in your friendships? Sorry. How do women handle conflicts in your friendships? Go ahead, Asia.
So I want to address that because I can see why your wife did that, because she wanted to preserve the friendship, that particular friendship she wanted to preserve. And because we as women want to preserve valuable friendships, we don't want to end them and give all this energy to where we go to the point of no return. So we may need to get that extra spice off of it before we talk to our friend, because we don't want it to go to the point of no return of our friendship if we value it. Now, if this happens repeatedly or maybe twice or three times and that's the end of it, then we understand we have to end this and we don't care how we come at you. You're gonna get all of this smoke. But if we want to preserve it, then that's why we have to gently address the situation and not give it too much smoke.
Is that genuine, or is it just to preserve the relationship?
It is.
Like,
It's definitely genuine. This is like with our spouse too, right? We want to preserve it. And if we want to get to a proper, healthy end result, we're not going to come at you reckless. And plus, we know our friends too. If you come at me reckless and you my friend, you might hit me on the wrong day and we both gonna be reckless. And again, that may mess the relationship up or may take too long for us to get back together again. So we just want to be careful. And it's being very genuine, but we want to approach it gently to make sure we don't sever it, because we can go there.
So Lex, go ahead.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dana.
Speaking for myself, I feel like it's completely disingenuous, but I do it all the time for the sake of preserving the relationship with my female friends, because I feel like if I can't speak to you direct, if we're friends and I can't speak to you directly, I can't come to you as my friend, and you know that I'm not coming at you out of a place of nonsense, or I'm coming from a place of love, but I'm telling you that I have a problem with you, or I'm not cool with something that happened. Why can't I just speak to you directly without having to throw glitter in your face, while I'm talking to you, so that you can receive it well? I hate that shit so fucking much. I got to tell you, and I do it all the time for the sake of preserving these relationships and these friendships. But for me, it is disingenuous, and it's not exactly how I feel. But I, as a very vocal person, I have to censor myself or bite my tongue a lot. And, the things that are coming out of my mouth are genuine, but the way that I'm feeling and expressing myself is not.
So throwing glitter and being not talking reckless, or like, I look at it as not talking reckless to me as a friend, as opposed to not throwing glitter. Like, don't sit there and play in my face and and sugarcoat stuff. Let's talk directly, but please don't be reckless with your mouth to me. That's respect is big with me. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, don't throw glitter. Like that is very disingenuous and fake. And like, hey girl, no, we gonna talk. I'm mad. You did X, Y, and Z. But if you get reckless and be like, and then yeah, we can be friends.
No, yeah, the disrespect is never okay. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination, but I do feel like a white glove treatment is required when addressing my female friends versus my male friends.
Question though, did anybody hear what Asia said? Like Dana heard it? No.
Yeah. No. In regards to like sugarcoating.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it sounded to me. Like both of them actually, just in regards to having to sugarcoat something before they say something.
Yeah. So Nay, you agree?
Yeah, it sounds like you're basically saying your delivery, you have to change your delivery with how you speak to people. Like you don't want to say it meanly. You want to say what you really feel, but you want to change it to appease them. Like,
but I feel like delivery and sugarcoating are different to me.
They are very different. Very different.
Your delivery could be different than sugarcoat. Me, I have like 3 friends, but my friends are my friends. They know me. So they know that whenever I say something, it's coming full force. They know
that's your delivery then.
But I'm not disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm telling you straight up what's going on and what you did because I'm a very clear person. I'll tell you what happened, how it made me feel, and go from there. But I'm not sugarcoating. I may not yell, but I'm already naturally a strong, voiced person. But as my friends, they know that.
So Lex, it seems very trying to have to make sure you deliver it correctly and make sure it sounds okay so it's palatable for that person. Why is that a relationship I want to hang on to?
I think it's dependent on the individual. I think a lot of, at least my life, one, there is conflict between me and the other person, and we have a strong relationship. We're open with one another, and usually we'll ask the questions like, hey, there's something I really want to get off my chest. Are you ready to receive it in the way that I would like to express it? I think a lot of people, when you're so invested in what you're feeling and your emotions, they don't really ask the questions like, can I be my most authentic self right now and tell you, how I would like to really express it. At least with what Asia was saying, I didn't really get it in a way that I didn't receive it in the way that she was saying, like glittering. But again, like there is a difference between delivery and the other word that you mentioned.
Bro, this is still feeling very disingenuous or not very genuine to me. Can you help me understand it? When I'm talking to my friends, I'm going to say it exactly. So for instance, if my friend was getting a little bit overweight, right? I'm like, yo, you got to get your fat ass in the gym, bro. Or else diabetes, stroke, you know what I mean? I'm going to put all the pain on it. And we still going to be more friends than ever. So I just help me understand as a man.
I think that, and I had to learn this because I'm at times very reckless with my mouth. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn that I have to think about the person I'm talking to and how they're receiving what I'm saying. If I want someone to lose weight, like one of my friends, I could say that to. Another one, I have to speak in a manner in which they can receive what I'm saying. And I feel like that's just communication 101, right? If I want them to lose weight, am I going to say, you need to get your fat ass up and you need to lose some weight and we need to go to the gym and you need to hop on this whatever fitness plan I got? You cannot talk to everybody that way because they're not going to receive it in that. Everybody doesn't receive the communication in that manner. So I don't believe it's disingenuous. What I believe is when you are communicating to someone and I want to get something through to them, I want to learn them and see how they take the communication in and address it to them in that manner. Because some people, some women, some female friends of mine, I can talk to them that way. Some of them I cannot, and have been called out on it, and don't have a problem being called out on it because it affects them, it hurts them, and I don't want to. I want to get my point across to them to show them that I'm talking to them with love and not talking to them to degrade them.
Okay. Alex, question.
Mm-hmm.
The friends you can speak most, how do I say, transparently or candidly to, that's probably the better word.
Mm-hmm.
Are you closest to them?
Yes.
See, but you understand why I'm thrown.
Well, I think this is what it is. Like with what Rose said, and something that I say all the time, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I think more than anything, you know your friends. You know with certain friends, I can't just be like, girl, I ain't fuck what you did. Da, 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 da. Like some people, you could just tell them immediately in the moment. Some other people, you know what? Let me give her a moment to cool off. Let me go ahead and let me try to process it. You have to approach it differently. I don't think it's necessarily being fake or phony. You can still get your point across, but I think with some people, you have to tailor the way you approach the conversation. I know when I speak to, if something goes on with my best friend Rohana, some of you know her, I can handle a conflict with her differently than maybe I would with another one of my best friends, right? If something is bothering me, upsetting with me, I can just be like, bro, I don't like when you did X, Y, and Z. With my other friend, I'd be like, yo, the shit that you did, that was fucked up because of boom, 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 boom. I think it's also about the communication piece. It's knowing your friend more than anything. It's knowing your friend and how they're going to receive what you're saying. And then I also think it's knowing the boundaries and the limits and the type of friendship that you have. Is this type of friendship where you can say what you need to say and the feelings aren't going to be hurt, where they're not going to pout around, they're not going to turn around, they're not going to do this, they're not going to do that?
Chris, hold on, Mary. This feels so difficult to me. The ladies are giving me the information, but this feels like work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, there are men, my male friends, I'm the same way. I can't talk to my male friends certain ways without them feeling some type of way. They may not tell me immediately. They might call me out later and be like, I didn't like how you said that.
No, you told me already.
So what I'm saying is men are no different.
Not true. Chris, help me.
I understand what everybody is saying, but I'm not. I'm a very blunt person, and I feel like a lot of the comments I've been saying is like, I talk to my friends a particular way because I know them and I know which ones are sensitive and which ones are not and all that other stuff. But I guess for me, I don't have people in my life that are not like my genuine friends. Like I really don't have like associates and stuff like that. So for me, it's kind of flipped. My friends know me, so I don't really have to say things a certain way when I'm speaking to them, especially if it's something concerning myself. If it's something like they offended me or whatever it is, like I'm just going to say it because they are my friends and they know how I am. They know my temperament. So they know right off the bat that I don't mean any sort of way behind it. So I don't have to sugarcoat anything.
Chris, now one thing I caught is, and Nay, let me know if I'm wrong. You said I only have genuine friends. And then after you made that comment, you told us that you can be candid, transparent with them because they're your real friends. Nay, did I misconstrue something? Because if so, that's contrary to kind of what's being said.
What makes you feel like, okay, I guess because he's saying like you feel like they're genuine. So if you talk to them differently, that's not being genuine. So you feel like you have to just be extremely blunt and just say what you got to say.
No. She was saying that I have real, genuine friends, so I can operate in this way with these friends. So now it leads me to believe, Nay, you had a chance to clarify for me. You couldn't. Let me ask Isha. Isha, am I hearing it right?
Basically, what I'm hearing is if you can't talk to your friends and you kind of like let them know, give it to you raw or whatever, they're not really your friends. Is that what you're hearing?
That's what I heard from
That,
Chris.
Right.
that's what I was saying.
How do you feel about that sentiment? Am I bugging?
Honestly, my best friend can tell me, like, I could be tripping. Mine, Aisha, you tripping, get your shit together, and I can receive that. And she can receive it back from me too. So
Mhm.
I guess, yeah, I'm hearing it right. I mean, I'm taking it the same way that you're taking it.
Do you agree with Chris?
That her genuine friends, she can speak to them and be candid. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like
So
my genuine friends, I can be my true self and not feel like I have to put any boundaries on it with it.
You don't have to
So, and
mm,
in my true self, I can speak to them in all of my emotions and they can receive it.
mm,
I just feel
yeah.
like as you get older, you really don't have a lot of time to sugarcoat things with people. And if I have to sugarcoat with you, you just can't be in my space.
How
Mm.
about just
Well,
respect how they take it in? I mean, that's just bottom line. How about respect that? I
Well,
mean,
I'm not saying like, I'm cussing and running around and,
I mean, but
disrespecting
I
people.
mean,
I'm
but
just
you're
saying like,
saying
I'm
like
not going to take the,
if they genuine, then they're going to accept you cussing at them and talking crazy to them. But at the end of the day, how about think about how they taking the information in and how it affects them? Like, think about that one.
Because how do you
I mean,
accept new friends
yeah,
already?
my
so
friends
I'm
can be
basically,
direct. My friends can talk to me how I can come off. If I come off assertive to them, they know they can talk to me assertively because that's how I take in communication. Now, I can't talk to them all that way because not all of them are going to be assertive in a way to where they can accept what I'm saying. So I have to take that in consideration. That doesn't mean they're not genuine friends. I'm being a genuine friend, thinking about how they take in the communication that I need for them to hear.
go ahead, Chris. You want to respond?
yeah. So I was basically saying that like we're saying a lot about the other person, like how they're gonna take it and everything. And I'm talking about, okay, so do your friends know you in general? Like when you speak to your friends, are they taking into an account like the type of person that you are? If they were, they wouldn't be sitting there like, um, well, I don't like the way she's talking to me and all this other stuff. I'm just not gonna take the time beforehand to think about something that I need to address with somebody about an issue that we had or something like that. And that's not me, coming off. I'm not intentionally going into it saying, hey, I'm going to disrespect this person because I need to get this off my chest. I'm just basically saying, like, I felt like there's an issue. I'm going to approach this person about it, and it's going to be what it is. I'm going to say what I need to say in that moment. And then we obviously can discuss it afterwards. Like, within, I'm not just going to say it and run off. But I just don't feel like with associates, I feel like I would have to do that. If I was into an interaction like that, I would have to sugarcoat stuff. And I just don't have the time nor space to do that with people that are in my life.
I
But
think that
I
there's
was
a
wondering, how do you even meet the new friends? Because you might have new friends and they don't know you yet. So they don't know like how you come off. So you're just meeting them and you're like, yeah, you might speak to them that way. And they're like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I can't handle it. So you would cut them off in the beginning because they're really
No,
associates anyway.
But
I
that's when
don't.
they're associates though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't consider you a friend until you're a friend. So
No new friends.
everybody is an associate.
So you have
So
to take how you speak like for a while and then you realize they can be your friend.
but I feel like that's the biggest problem with women. They think everybody's their friend. Everybody is not your friend. You need to be able
no, it's
to
not.
you need to be able to put everybody in a certain part of your life. Everybody is not your friend. And
Mhm.
I agree 100% with Chris. Anybody that's genuinely your friend and knows you, because that takes time, especially with women. Especially with women. We have to do a lot better picking with our friends, like we need to do with the niggas we choose. You get what I'm saying? Like friends hold a very big space and sometimes bigger than whoever you're with. And it's like if you don't and again, I feel like everybody takes being straightforward as, oh, I'm gonna curse you out. Like that's not what Chris is saying. Chris is saying that I can be direct with you. I can be like, yo, I didn't like how you did this or how you did that. That's who I am. But I'm also able to receive when my friends be like, all right, lower your voice a little bit. Like let's think about it. You know what I'm saying? My friends know how to do that as well. But again, they're my friends. The associates, the people that I have somebody that I communicate with every day. And with her, I've had to learn to be like, you know what? I have to ask them permission. Can I give my opinion? You're venting to me about this.
Mhm.
Can I give my opinion, or is this not my space to talk? You get what I'm saying? But again, this is not somebody I consider my friend. This is somebody that's my associate.
I just want to be clear. I don't think anybody, at least I didn't hear, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't hear anybody on the panel say they would sugarcoat anything. I didn't hear anybody say that. I just think we all said we would, because we want our message to get across. We know how to communicate to that. That's communication 101. We know how to deliver a message to the person that we want to receive it. No one said sugarcoat. No one said be disingenuous. I don't believe anybody said that. And so, Mary, the last thing you said about being direct, I think we all said it. We all said we would be direct. Everybody up here said that. But how we're directing it and delivering that direct communication is how we're differing. But no one is saying sugarcoat and no one is saying be indirect.
All right, let me do this. Sis, I'm gonna give sis the final thought on this topic.
I mean, just listening. I guess I just have some comments. I don't think there's anything wrong with just being mindful and how you communicate with anyone, especially the people you love. That usually includes your friends. My friends, they know how I'm coming, and they know that I would never intentionally try to hurt them. So there's really no conflict over this way, when it comes to friendship. Outside of that, I mean, you guys were talking about sugarcoat and stuff. I didn't hear that either, Asia. I think that's it.
All right. I appreciate y'all. That was interesting. Sis, clap. I can see you. Just nigga, man. I swear to God. Like, shit, Alex, get out my corner. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button if you can right now. That helps the channel the most. All right. So, to be honest, though, when I'm listening, that shit seems very archaic to me.
That's because
I wouldn't. I would not want to have to deal with that.
Men are from Mars, women are from
Don't
Venus.
listen. I went and done people so much.
Yeah, I am glad I don't have that type of dynamic where I have to tip, because my interpretation is tiptoeing, sugarcoating, right? Trying not to rub people the wrong way, being diplomatic. That just doesn't lend to me like a genuine friendship. And so I understand that we're saying that we didn't say what we said, but there were a few rebuttals and replies with that we disagree.
So, do you think that tone matters?
No.
So when you say something, right, going to Chris's point when she was saying, I think you can definitely be blunt and straightforward and say what you need to say, but I think tone matters. You can be saying the same thing, but depending on how the tone in your messaging, it's received differently.
I know, so Alex. You say it every show, Alex. I know.
But that's something big to think about and consider. So when we're talking about sugar, it's not sugarcoating at all. We're being honest with you. We're saying what our feelings are. We're expressing how we felt. However, you may approach it in a different manner than maybe what I would. That doesn't.
That's why I said delivery, Alex. It's your delivery.
Yeah. She says it every fourth episode. I know that Alex believes that. She asked me a question. I answered it. Then she used the time to say what she always says. Thanks, Alex. But it does lead me here, and I would like Dana then Lex to give their opinions first, because I feel like this leads directly into it. Is it difficult to maintain healthy female friendships as, I probably should have put adults. I copied and pasted. Asia sent this to me, so if it doesn't read correctly, it's on her. As an adult, is it difficult to maintain healthy female friendships as an adult? We see it. I've seen.
Correct though. As an adult, you do know that's correct, sir. So yeah, you.
No, I don't know if it should say adults plural or as an adult. So I've seen women rotate friends Like I've seen women have a friend one day and not the same friend the next. I genuinely haven't seen that happen as often with men as with women. So when Asia posed this question, I'm like, damn, because I've noticed it, but it didn't really affect me. I'm like, you wasn't hanging out with her last week. So is it difficult to maintain healthy female friendships as an adult, Dana?
Yes. uh,
Jesus.
yeah, it is. For me, it is. I don't feel that that's the consensus generally for women as a whole, but as an individual, speaking for Dana, hell yeah, that shit is difficult. And I couldn't begin to tell you why it's so difficult. I wish that it weren't so difficult. Um, but I just feel like there's just so much work that's involved with maintaining certain relationships and maybe I'm just too lazy to put in the work to maintain the relationships. That it maybe I'm the problem. It could very well be me. But I do feel like it's so much work. There's so much to consider, and it just doesn't feel like it's mutually beneficial often. And don't get me wrong, I have some really great, a very select few, really, really great, really close friends that some of them I've known a couple of years, some of them I've known, over 10 years, but, and I've nurtured those friendships, good, bad, ugly, different. But overall, as an adult, I would say like post college, it's been extremely difficult for me as an individual to maintain solid female relationships, for sure.
Lex, what you feel? Is it? Go ahead.
Sorry. I think maintaining friendships is like growing a plant. Plant's not going to grow, water it. And I think there are points in life that you grow apart. I don't think, at least from what I can remember, I can't really recall a friendship that it like just went bad. It's just we grew apart. And so, I mean, based off of my experience, I think I've done pretty well at maintaining the friendships that I really value, and the ones that I just feel like didn't resonate with me, it just kind of fell off. And maybe I'm blessed to say that, because I know I've had a few friends that they've gotten into some situations, and I just haven't had that experience.
Damn. Anybody think it's not difficult? Because that watering a plant and all that, I've seen so many plants, they kick the bucket pretty early. I don't think we overall do a good job. We don't hit the right lighting. It don't be in the window. We get tired of
plants
it.
actually flourish. Like I have literally 20 plants in my house. I got a whole forest in my house.
Sound
So
like
that
a
was
sound like a personal problem.
no, I have a green thumb. I nurture. That's what that sounds like.
So does anybody think it is not difficult?
Yeah,
No, it's difficult.
I don't think it's hard. Well, at least not for me.
Well, let me ask some clarifying questions. So, Chris, you say it's not?
No.
How many friends you got?
We're speaking about female friends, right? Like
Yes,
a good
ma'am.
4. That's what I don't consider everybody my friend.
So you have less friends than you have fingers on one hand. Just think about that for a second.
Female.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if it's 4, it doesn't sound like it's not difficult. Not difficult.
No,
How long is your newest relationship, your newest friendship?
Hold on, Mary, what'd you say?
You said how long is
right? How long was your newest friendship? Like the shortest time out of your 4 friends?
None of them are new. All of them are at least 10 years plus. I don't make my comment earlier when I said I don't make friends easily. Like you kind of sit in the associate, like you're not my friend until I consider you my friend. And it's not easy to cross over into that level with me.
Which kind of validates it being difficult.
Question. Yep.
It kind of validates it being difficult to maintain, healthy relationships as an adult. I feel like I personally feel like it is hard because your standards are different. How you look at people is different. The things that you have on the line are different. And also, I feel like it's just looked at just like being in a relationship with somebody.
But I thought the question was maintaining friendship, not making new friends, though.
Maintaining friendships as an adult, I feel like 10 plus years. That's
so. Well, hold on, Mary. Let me keep asking. Does anybody else feel like it's not difficult?
I don't think it's difficult.
I don't think it's difficult.
And you guys have how many friends?
Female friends about 5. But
Why you laugh?
Because
Why you laugh though?
I keep it to a minimum, but I still make new friends, and I think I'm gonna observe you first. I'm gonna sit back and observe you before I even let you get close to me. I don't do the associate thing either at all because that's too fake for me. I'd rather rock with my family than have associates. So if we're gonna be friends, we're gonna be friends.
Okay, Ro, you said it's not difficult. How many friends do you have?
So I don't want to be difficult, but I have about maybe 10 friends. And what I mean by friends is I can trust them with my kids. I can trust them with my money. I can trust that if I need something, they're going to be there.
10 female friends?
10 female friends.
Wow. That you can trust with your kids and your bread?
Yep.
That's impressive.
Because in some way, shape, or form, I've had to rely on them for that. Whether I needed it or whether they needed it, or, I moved here to Maryland 6-7 years ago. Mm-hmm. The lady that put me on, that's 6-7 years. The lady that put me on, she had to help feed me sometimes when I got here because I didn't have the income. Damn. And she didn't know me from a can of paint. Word. So, yes, I maintain those friendships. I don't think it's hard.
Now, Ro, I remember a couple episodes back, you said you silo people and use them what they can be used for. So these 10 friends can be used for everything, or they're used for a specific purpose?
So my 10 friends are friends that I trust with my closest things to my heart, which is going to be my kids.
I heard you, but just for a clarifying question based on what you said previously, these 10 friends can use for the kids, for the money, if you need a place to stay. They all can solve all those things?
Yes.
Okay. That's righteous. Alex, it's hard? This nigga.
I can go real quick. I think Alex had microphone issues. I think with anything, it's work. Put it that way. I think that maintenance period is work. And that's with anything, and anything that is worth having is work. So, again, women go through hormonal changes and biological changes and marry and divorce and all this and that. And so when we have all this stuff going on, we may fall off on getting together and catching up, and or we may change. And so if it's worth it, you'll work at it to maintain it, a true friendship. And sometimes friendships are for a season, I think, too. I had friends for like 20 years, and all of a sudden she kind of fell off. I mean, it's reality. It's reality. And that's fine.
Asia took all the words out of my mouth.
You were going to say that?
Yes, because I've experienced that. It's seasonal.
So it's seasons?
It is. It's different seasons. As you grow, your friendships are going to grow. You're going to grow apart. It's not like you being funny style, but you're gonna grow apart. Your mindset is different. Not everybody is supposed to go where you're going. You're not supposed to tag along. You might have some friends from the past, like when your younger years, but as an adult, it's really hard. It's really hard to maintain friendships because women can be difficult to maintain friendships with.
So it's hard then?
Yeah, it's very hard. Like you guys are thinking differently. You don't know what that woman is experiencing.
Well, no, I heard that, but just to conclude,
yeah, it's hard. It's very hard.
So Dana, it sounds like Dana might be 2-0, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Sis, what you feel? Now I know you. Go ahead.
Nah, I still have 4 friends. No issues with that. That's all I can maintain. I'm not gonna front. Especially especially after you have kids. I think your priorities really change, especially when you have children. They honestly just take up any time, any thoughts. They take up your mind space. They just take over. Until of course they get a little older, then you have a little bit more maybe time for friends. But usually it's only them 4 friends that's still gonna be there at that point when you're free again. So only real friends I think you cannot talk to. My mom always says this for years, and you reconnect with them, you pick up right where you left off at. And I really think that's true. Because I've experienced that over the years. So those are my thoughts. Can I say something I don't think anybody else said really quick? Do you notice that women are very unforgiving? Like if you as a friend, y'all have a fallout, you're not like, oh, let's be friends again. You'll be quick to like cut that person off and be like, I'm done, but we're different when it comes to like your relationship. You'll forgive that person, but we just don't forgive friends. So that's probably another reason why it's hard for us to maintain friendships.
I'm like that with men too, though. I'm like
Not
that
every woman
all
is like
around.
that.
I'm
Not
the
every
same
woman's like
all
that with their
around.
man.
Yeah, I'm like that all around with Mary. Actually, me and Mary agree on something. What?
Listen, I already told y'all I'm unforgiving. Y'all listen, one and done. And I teach my oldest daughter the
So
same thing.
So
let me
I
get
don't
that.
want to be unforgiving.
Let me get that question answered if you guys don't mind though. Do you think women are unforgiving, Isha, to each other?
I do. I do think that women do forgive their men quicker than they forgive their friend. I think they take is it that they take advantage of the friendship? They think that friend is always going to be there. So it's easy for them to say, okay, I'm mad, I'm going to cut her off, but I can go back to her. Whereas if it's the man, they're scared that man is never going to come back if they cut them off. But me,
Okay.
myself, I'm very forgiving. I and accountable for my own. I'm humble enough to be like, okay, I messed up. I'm sorry if I messed up because I know that some relationships are just not they're irreplaceable.
Okay.
Agreed.
Well, Asia, you said
So what
it.
I was saying was when I'm at that point of not forgive, no, I'm gonna say not forgive, I'm gonna forgive, but I'm not going to let you in that circle anymore. Put it that way. And I've had to get to that place, meaning I gave you a chance. Like we've had conflict, we resolved it, we figured it out, we grew. But you can't just keep on having kind of the same conflict with me, and you're so close in the sacred space with me. And so after so many times with men and women, I will cut you off. You never existed to me. Like you literally are dead to me. And not in a mean way. It's just that I never knew you because
Bro,
I give a lot of chances. So I am forgiving, but I have boundaries. And I cannot allow someone to stay in that sacred space of my friendship and allow them to continue to violate my boundaries.
For me, I feel like
so
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I heard Asia got it off, but I know how you guys feel already. Yourself and Asia, Mary, you know you're not forgiving,
I got mine.
huh?
She just said she is forgiven. How that's the same thing?
Who?
Asia.
I am forgiving, but
She
at the
just said
same
she is forgiven.
I am, but after so many times, I'm not. So we're
Yeah,
kind
you
of
gotta
different.
cut it
Mary
off.
is one and done. Mary, I sound like Mary said, once you mess up one time, it's a wrap. I'm not gonna
Okay.
cut you off
I'm
after
like
one
Asia.
time. I'm gonna
Okay.
forgive repeatedly, and then after that, I'm done.
Lex, are you unforgiving?
I'm pretty forgiving.
Yeah.
I think, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So I think for the first part of a friendship, you know, if something goes sour, okay, let's try this again. If it goes sour again, then I think maybe now I need to set my boundaries and move away from you.
Okay. We'll explore that one further, man. Appreciate you guys on that topic. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right. This is the one I wanted to get to because you lucky I don't have no buttons, but I got a hat over here. Okay. Just being mindful. We argue about this day in and day out. Men feel that this is the like a 4-letter word to women. We feel like this haunts us because we feel like women just simply do not do it. Do you hold your friends accountable? This like saying the word submission to a modern woman. Accountability, submission, husband, all those things. So let me start with Nay here. Nay, do you hold the word female should be in there, so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you hold your friends accountable?
Yes, because I hold myself accountable as well. So I want my friend. I'm a good friend. At least I feel like I am. So I want to hold my friends accountable too. Otherwise, how are we friends? Look, look, you talking about the cap. Now I'm not stopping no cap.
I'm just putting this on, man.
Whatever. No, I like to be accountable for my actions. I'm gonna say if I'm wrong about something. I may not want to, but I'm gonna say I am. I'm gonna have to think about it. Like, oh, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say I'm wrong, and I want my friends to do the same thing. Listen, that was wrong. What you did. I'm gonna say it to you. I don't like that you did this. I'm gonna say it.
Mary, I need
You go put the cap on. I can't.
Do you, and the question is you, right? You can answer for yourself, but I also want a more macro answer. That's the kind of the one I want so we can all learn. Do you hold your friends accountable?
I hold them accountable to an extent. I'm very big on speaking on what I've experienced, and not talking out my ass. So if somebody else is telling, one of my friends, oh, you shouldn't have this and this and this and that, if I've never been there, I'm just gonna be like, hey, do what's best for you. So that's on them because I haven't been in that position. But if it's something that I'm knowledgeable on, I will hold them accountable. Like, hey, this can happen if you do such and such. I mean, you see me, speak whatever on the show with everybody in regards to going back to what they say and things like that. But I feel like it does depend on how knowledgeable I am about what they're doing.
Okay, so it's Tuesday, so I'll allow it to depend in the sums. Sis, do women hold their friends accountable? And also, matter of fact, can you answer this? You have to experience it to hold them accountable? Like let's say your friend gets a train ran on her. If you never got a train ran on you, based on Mary's logic, you can't say shit about it.
A train? Girl, I might say, so what was it like? Because I'm kind of down for being loyal to a fault. So I might not do it, but it would be hard for me to be like, later on after she tells me, I might, say something later, but I don't know, it just depends. But I'm down for being loyal. I can't front. Like, I bet.
So Lex, your friend get honky tonk and wonka tonk and Donkey Kong by 6 men. She by herself. You gonna pull a sis and a Mary?
Bruh. I'm definitely gonna be curious and ask her. So, what prompted you to want to do this? Because I'm curious. Obviously wouldn't come from a place of judgment. Would I'd probably say, it was probably not my thing, but I mean, God, I hope I'm never in that position. I mean, shit, go off, sis. I mean, if that's what you want to do, you go do that. It's maybe not something I would agree with, but I mean, if someone says that they like trains ran on them, like who am I to stop them? And who am I to say that's wrong?
A friend.
But if that's what they like, then I'm
not. So you heard Mary. So okay, no, stay there, Lex. You heard Mary. You heard sis. You heard Lex. Miss Nay. You now be careful with your chat because you are one of those people that say live in your truth.
Yes.
So based on what Lex said, you can't disagree. Now, the accountability is feeling real. I'm not gonna tell you how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Dana, we have a decent panel here, right?
Yes.
Of women from all walks. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 out of 9 who showed a lack of accountability based on their comments. So I'm gonna ask you: do women hold each other accountable?
Nah.
I'm gonna tell my friend what's wrong with you, girl.
Let me explain. I'm going to, again, speaking for myself, right? I'm always going to tell you as your friend, if we're friends and I can't tell you when you're doing something wrong, then we're not friends, right? But that's where it stops. I'm not going to continue to hold your hand. Hey, now you know you're not supposed to be doing this, or this isn't a good look. I'm going to tell you once how I feel about it, and how you move after that. That's between you and God. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And you're a grown person at that point. I'm not going to support your fuckery and the bullshit. I'm going to let you know exactly where I stand on it. But what you choose to do with that information, I'm not going to police you. I'm not going to, go along with the bullshit either, but I feel like that's probably not holding somebody else accountable. So I'll sit very comfortably in that space where I'm not holding anyone accountable, but still not sitting silently.
So shout out to Chef Eddie with the $2 super chat. Lies. This is why y'all all got big ass heads. Shout out to Chef Eddie.
Why you had to use this scenario though? Like, using this scenario is like so trash, because my thing is, I'm gonna hold you accountable if you're being a bad mom. I'm gonna hold you accountable if you don't got your shit together, you're not working, you're not, bringing some type of income. I'm gonna hold you accountable if you keep living on government assistance and you're not elevating in your life and using it as a ladder and just using it as something that's just given to you. Now, if you choose to be a hoe, by all means, be a hoe.
Mary, who are your friends?
You gotta tell your friend. Then if she ain't your friend.
No, but I'm saying in general, I don't have any friends like this. My friends got master's degrees and all types of shit. But I'm just saying in general, like, to use this scenario in regards to somebody being a hoe. Like, yo, if you ain't never had your whole phase and you being a hoe, by all means, I'm proud of you. Get it out your system. You get what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. But when it comes to you and you having your shit together, I'm gonna be on your ass as your friend. I'm gonna hold you accountable as your friend.
Mm-hmm.
So the scenario is just trash to me.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at you like friends.
All right, you okay? Let it land though. Let it land. Lex, go ahead.
Because obviously you use that scenario. So if you change the scenario, and let's say I have a friend that's a stripper, and I have another person in my life, another person on the panel that agrees, well, stripping isn't right. You're not holding your friend accountable. But if stripping is what she wants to do, why would I hold her accountable for that? I asked the question in the chat, like, is accountability dependent on the situation? Wouldn't it be? Because accountability is different for every scenario. If it's something that I don't agree with, then yes, then I'm gonna, tell you my opinion. But who am I to hold you accountable if that's your truth? If you think that you are blessed by God because of what you're doing, I'm not gonna say, well, what you're doing is wrong.
So accountability is subjective. So let me ask you: if I had a friend who was what we would call a deadbeat dad, and I'm rocking with him, I didn't say anything about it, that's okay? Because he's living in his truth.
That's different. If your nigga fucked 100 bitches, you're not gonna say nothing. But if he get 100 bitches pregnant and not taking care of his kids, then you're gonna say something.
Well, that's so I'm asking. So if my friend is a deadbeat dad, right?
So Hamp, I heard your question. I heard your question, and I want to address this, because for you it would be wrong because you are not a deadbeat dad. And
but that's his truth, though.
No, but that goes with what Lexi said. Lexi said, I mean, I don't have a problem with being a strip.
Yeah.
Say it again.
But she's saying if that's what her friend wants to do, and they're justified in what they're doing based on what they deem fit, how am I going to hold them accountable?
I mean, I'm still gonna tell them how and maybe this is kind of going back on what I said. I mean, I don't think it is, but if I have a friend that's being deadbeat and it's affecting the children, then yes, I'm gonna tell you like, hey, you're not really approaching the situation right. But
Lex, though,
yeah.
just on that point in the age, you could jump.
Hmm?
Do you have children, Lex?
No, I don't.
So based on what Mary said, you don't got shit to say about it. Go ahead, love.
Yes, sir.
I don't say yes, sir. Wait a minute. So,
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
I'm going to talk about the subjective part, the subjective piece of it, because it can be subjective. Because how do you allow your friend to do something that's outside of your moral boundaries, right? So, Ham, that's why I was kind of a bad example for you, because you are not a deadbeat dad. You value your kids. You value being a husband. So how could you allow your friend to live and be a part of your friend group and he live outside of your boundaries, your moral compass? That's hypocritical to me, I think. That's weird. That's weird.
Not friends anymore.
Okay, so you have to be a part of it to hold them accountable, Chris. You have to be in that situation or have some experience with that situation to hold people accountable. Chris, what you think?
Yeah.
Hold on, Age, I'm gonna put you right back in. Go ahead.
No, I don't think that you would have had to experience that in order to hold somebody accountable. I do agree with everybody's sentiment that it is situational, but I think it's dependent upon, is it detrimental to somebody else? Like if you out here and you're doing your thing and you ain't bothering nobody, I'm not about to say anything. But if you're hurting somebody else or if you're hurting me, then I'm going to hold you accountable for it. And I'm going to say it one time. And if you don't do something about it, then that's when I distance myself.
I want to ask a question because I inquired about the deadbeat dads. So what about deadbeat moms? Do we hold them accountable in society?
Society, no.
I don't know those women.
I think they get it worse.
I feel like more so now, yes, because they're coming to, the forefront, but back in the day, no.
Let me ask you a question. And you don't have to answer this because this might be, I say what I want, but is anybody pro-choice?
Yeah, I am.
I'm pro-choice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, how do we math this? Right, I can get to an understanding if somebody was raped, incest, whatever the case is, right? But if we just pro-choice by saying that she can choose that, right? But a man, if I don't hold a man accountable for walking away from a child he doesn't want, how's that math to me? Because it feels very hypocritical if you saying that the man, she can walk away if you're pro-choice, but he can't walk away.
But the child is still there. Like you're talking about one where the child is non-existent and the other one where the child is there.
Well, that's a whole argument in itself, right? But you made the decision not to have the child, and sometimes women, I never really seen it. Children are given up for adoption. I've never really heard a woman speak out against that. Children are in foster care. I never really heard it, right? I don't hear the accountability because we're talking about women. But you guys made sure to tell me that I need to hold a deadbeat dad accountable. So I just want to understand if I'm making sense.
No, it is a double standard. It is a double standard. It is society, but that's just how shit goes. The same way,
So
we talk
right
about
now, Mary, I'm talking to you 9.
Huh?
I'm talking to you 9. There's 10 of us, but I'm a boy. So I'm talking to you 9 up here. I want to understand.
I know, but you asked in regards to, why it's like that. Like
you said it's like that, but it is what it is. But I'm asking you 9, why is it like that? If we had an opportunity to change it, what would you do differently? Go ahead, love.
So I don't see it differently. I think a deadbeat mom gets it way worse than deadbeat dad. Like when you sit there and hear a mother or woman got her kids taken away, or she walked away from her kids, that's a stigma on her amongst society, really, at society at large. That's a stigma.
I know, but are we pro-choice?
I am pro-choice, yes. I am
So
pro-choice.
what I'm looking for, bro, maybe you can help me. Am I bugging at? I'm feeling like pro-choice if that happens to a child or a dad walking away is the same thing to me. Go ahead, bro.
I actually think accountability is not situational, and I think everybody should be held accountable, including. And it's funny you brought that up because I was just talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
My teenager and her friends, I call them the lunch crew. One of their friends, she whines and she nags, and I heard them hold her accountable. Like they were like, "Why don't you stop nagging? Why don't you stop complaining and just be quiet or do something?" When I was their age, I had friends who had abortions, and I didn't talk to them like that. I didn't hold them accountable. It wasn't until I became an adult where I learned to hold my friends accountable. And I think that if a woman decides, although it is her choice, but like I said, I don't. I think accountability is not based off the situation. If one of my friends decided she wanted to have an abortion, that is her choice. But I am going to hold her accountable for the fact that she's consistently having sex without protection and so forth. I'm going to have that discussion with her because I don't believe situations are accountable. I mean, accountability is held to a different standard depending on the situation.
Now, on that point, bro, right? Because I'm listening intently. I was told if I have a friend that's a deadbeat, I should dispel him. I wouldn't be around him.
I don't agree with that. I think
Okay.
they need to be held accountable. You tell them at one time, and if he continues to do it, it is what it is. But I can't say I'm not going to be friends with this woman because she keeps having abortions. I'm not going to do that because that's just not me. But I'm going to hold her accountable. I'm going to tell her one time and let it be what it be. But it does not reflect on me because that is her choice. That's her decision.
So would you be
that's why you got 10
that's
female friends.
I'm sorry.
I said that's why you got 10
Let me get.
female
Let
friends.
me get.
It's hard to maintain those relationships.
Can I ask a question real quick? But would you be friends with
Hold on.
somebody
Let me, Dana. Hold on, Mary. Dana, go ahead and reply because I wanted to hear your reply, and then Mary, you
Oh,
can
I
go
just
ahead and
said
ask.
I understand why Ro has 10 female friends now because she's going to cut them off. If she has a friend that keeps getting abortion after abortion after abortion, nah, sis, I'm standing by you. I'm not doing that shit. She's got to go. She's got to go.
Word. Go ahead, Mary.
And that was my question. Like, the same thing about the deadbeat dad, deadbeat mom. Like, you're okay with not cutting someone off that's not a good mom?
I'm not going to cut them off because they're not a good mom. There's a reason why they're that way. And I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to hold them accountable and say, you know, you need to figure out how you need to take care of your kids. Is there some way we can assist you? What do you need? And if she decides she doesn't want to take care of her kids, who am I to say, you know what, I'm done with you. Beat it. You're to the curb. I don't want nothing to do with you.
I have a question for you.
Doesn't make any sense.
I have a question because earlier you said your friends are who you can trust with your kids and your money. Now, how can you trust a woman who is deadbeat to her own kids with your kids?
And so that again, that goes with what I said before. It depends on the person. My friends, particularly my real friends, my 10 friends, they wouldn't do that. But if I had a friend that way, obviously that wouldn't be the person I'll be trusting with my kids.
Well, then she wouldn't be your friend.
Well, I can't say that. I can't say that they wouldn't be out. She wouldn't be my friend. I'm just saying I wouldn't judge her to kick her to the curb because she's doing something that I don't agree with.
Why do you think that's judgmental?
You don't take
that is judgmental. That is judgmental. If you're saying I'm this way, and so you're not this way, I'm this way, get the hell on. That's to me.
So, Ro, do you believe that your friend circle is a reflection of you? Like, did you ever hear that? Like, you're a reflection of your friends.
I am, but I am not my friend. We complement each other in certain spaces. We're just alike in other circumstances, but we're not each other.
But she can carry kids.
I'm gonna judge.
Be a whole deadbeat.
I'm gonna judge. If you're not a good mom, I'm going to judge you.
Yeah,
I'm going to judge you because we have the choice whether we're gonna have these kids or not. If you cannot make the right decision to get rid of the fucking kid when you're pregnant, and you decide to still keep this child and not take care of it, I'm going to judge you, and I'm not going to be cool with you.
That
That's
friend
just,
got commitment
And that's
issues.
why you
like
got 3
a
friends.
motherfucker.
And
and,
that's
and
why
I'm
you got 3
completely
friends.
okay. I'm completely okay with
And
that.
I know you're okay with that,
And women
but
being
as I
good
said before, it becomes a line where you're judging somebody for their choices and not treating them in a sense as if they're a human being. They have things that they have going on, and that's
you
just the
don't,
reality
I
about
just
it.
feel like you have to
don't
have
believe
people in
you
your
don't
space
believe
that, like Lex just posted, like if your values don't align, like how can you really truly be friends with somebody, like genuinely friends?
Because the
Like I understand, like
example that was given was pro-choice. It's her choice. I'm not going to sit up and tell her, well, you're a bad person because you don't have any values that match with my values. I didn't that to me, in most friendships, all of our values don't match the same.
but
But we have a common relative value in some things. And so I will consider them a friend.
I
Question,
think that's
Ro.
kind of like,
You said pro-choice. You meant pro-choice as far as like you have an abortion or you don't. She chose to not have the abortion, but I'm not gonna take care of my damn kids. Like, how are you even like-minded with them?
That's pro-choice. That's her choice.
and I think not to like make fun of Dana's comment, but like you were the one that said you had the 10 friends, and it's just like when you say like your values, like you're that don't align with like your friend group, it's just kind of odd. Like everybody else was kind of like their friends are like minimal, like 3 and 4 and 5, and we're all kind of sitting here saying like we don't entertain, like, and we're not saying like we gotta be 100 on everything, but for the most part we gotta go kind of like hand in hand. At least for me, I gotta go hand in hand. I'm not saying we on the same
I cannot
journey.
go hand in hand with whatever. I can't go hand in hand with all my friends. I have some friends that have been married for years. I'm divorced. If they said, Ro, our values don't mix with yours, peace out, you're divorced, I don't want nothing to do with you, that is a value. That to me is not a friend. That's the same thing.
Let me ask a clarifying question. Sis, I think Ro has a point. Like, I have friends that eat pork. I judge them for it, but I don't eat pork, but we can still be friends. But sis, are there some values that are non-negotiable? Because I get a little bit fearful when Ro's saying this, because let's bring it to a different level, right? What if somebody was doing things that we like child molestation, right? That's unacceptable, right?
That's unacceptable. Yes.
So, sis, are there some things that are just non-negotiable morally?
Absolutely. You named it. That would be, that's just crossing the line, pedophilia, crossing the line, child, whatever, crossing the line. You get killed for that, or, you're going to jail for life, stuff like that. So we just know that that's not it.
But
And
not
you got family
abortion, though.
members that eat pork, by the way. Pork
Yeah,
chop be good.
tired of y'all niggas, man. But I miss eating pork chop. Damn.
Do we
So,
accountable?
and so you're saying, being pro-choice or pro-life, that's not one of those things. Like, we can get over that.
That's not one of those things we can get over that. Lots and lots of people have been to the clinic. I do get Rose sentiment, because I was just thinking, I have one friend, she's tolerating a lot from this one fella. And I'm just like, dang, how is she going through this? But then I'm like, but she's maintaining this relationship. She's sticking and staying. That's also a good thing, because some women give up too easy, but I'm still her friend. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't agree with some of the things that she stayed through, it's just like she's still in the fight. And I'm like, I gave up in the past. So, but she's still my ride or die friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
So I get what Rose saying.
Now, kind of what sis said with Rose saying, Isha, if you keep a friend and they're doing wrong, are you also holding them accountable but active in helping them overcome? Like, should that be one of the caveats to keeping a friend that has maybe some poor moral values or makes some poor choices, or do we do what Dana say and tell them once and then it's on them?
If they're gonna keep doing it, no, I'm not a therapist. I am not a life coach. Like, I'm trying to be your friend. I'm gonna encourage you. So if I give you my input and you're gonna keep doing, you cannot keep coming to me with the same issue over and over again, wasting my time because I'm a busy woman.
Okay, shit like that. Okay. Mary, you've been chomping at the bit. What's up?
No, it's like I do understand to an extent, but what sis said in regards to, you know, her friend that's dealing with a nigga, again, I forgot who had mentioned it in regards to if it's something that's strictly having to do with them. Like, I feel so heavily about the mom thing and being a bad mom because you're not just affecting you in your life, you're affecting somebody else's, which is your child. So I'm going to stand on that because as a mom, first, I'm always going to protect the child. You get what I'm saying? So to me, when it comes, like you said, there is things that you have to stand on, not the pork shit, whatever the case may be, but there is some things that you have to stand with because, I mean, even in general, birds of a feather flock together. Some people believe in that, some people don't. I grew up where I hung out with, I was around the hoes a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? And I got associated with being a hoe, but I was also the ugly one too. So how did I even go together? But you know what I'm saying? So it's just like having even to start my separation from people with that at a young age, because it's like, hey, like, I don't even want to be associated with that. You know, being the only friend that was in relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's things that you just have to stay away from to, one, keep your sanity. Like Isha said, like, I don't have time for this. When you got kids and all that taking up your brain space, you got to have standards when it comes for friends, just like it comes for niggas. So if I don't like something that you're doing, or you a deadbeat mom, I'm not going to be with a nigga that's a deadbeat dad either.
Okay. Interesting, man. That's deep. So let me go around the room one time. Sis, do women hold each other accountable? Jesus Christ. Dead air, sis. I have to broadcast this.
No.
Nay?
Not all.
Answer the question.
No.
Chris? Look at Dana. She ready?
Yes.
Women do?
Yes.
Okay. Mary?
I will. I don't know about everybody else.
Do women hold each other accountable? Mary?
I will when I need to. I don't know about everybody else.
I gotcha. Do women hold each other accountable? Mary?
No, him.
Oh, just say no. Just say no, Mary.
I'm just asking.
I'm with you, Mary. I'm with you.
No. See, now you can't do that because
No, you asked about us initially. You asked us as individuals, do we do it?
I know. I didn't ask you that just now, right?
Okay, so no, other women don't.
Yeah, there's a mic button. Hit that so we can't hear you. Dana?
Nah.
Lex?
Real quick, I just want to clarify: we're holding women and not our friends accountable, correct? Because the question says, "Does you hold your friends accountable?" But
yeah. Do women hold each other accountable?
Women, period. No.
No. Do women hold their friends accountable? Is the question. Do women?
No.
hold
I
their
switched.
friends
I switched it on purpose. Asia.
No.
Ro, do women hold each other accountable?
I guess not.
Love?
I didn't get a chance to go up earlier, so I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give you the answer.
You didn't get a chance?
I did it, not with this last segment.
No, Isha, run the tape back.
But
there ain't no way.
No, I was quiet. I was perfectly quiet. I was coughing and sneezing over here. But so, what does accountability look like? Because that could be different amongst people. Because with what Rose said, she said, "I tell my friends." So that's her way of holding her friends accountable. I tell her. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with it. That's holding her friend accountable.
Yeah, Dana said
other people, but other people were saying holding accountable is you dead wrong. I don't F with that. I can't rock with you, right? And so there's different types of accountability
Levels.
and levels too. There's levels to this stuff, levels to this thing called life. And so because there are levels, I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Isha, you're on mute.
My thing is, earlier, everyone said basically you have to sugarcoat shit before you tell your friend. So if you got to sugarcoat it, you are definitely not holding nobody accountable. So no, women do not hold women accountable.
I thought it was just me. Yo, I'm just listening, man. That's it. 2
You
ears,
can
one
hold
mouth.
people accountable by speaking to them in the manner in which they take it in.
How do you? Okay, hold on, wait. Hold
Like
on.
I said, I mean, I don't
Ro,
know.
Ro, tell me. Are you who's gonna be a good sport? Chris. No, y'all. You pull a big cousin card and shit like that.
No, she
she
knows I
never
won't
told
do
me.
that. She knows I won't do that. No, I'm not.
So let me use Chris though. Chris just got a train ran on her, Ro. I should for the podcast because somebody gonna clip that and be like, yo, Chris was wilding. So Chris just got a train ran, football team type. I want you to sugarcoat and be diplomatic and tell her that maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. I want to hear this.
First of all, I would be like, you did what? And then have her explain it. And I would say,
All right, Chris, explain it.
Blow by blow, Chris. How'd it happen?
what in the world?
Wrong place, wrong time.
If it's a whole football team, at some point you got right.
All right, man, give it up. I'm done, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Please hit the like button if you can. If you missed this, you a dub. So I do have one bonus question I have to ask. And I feel like a panel full of ladies, maybe we can get some understanding about this here. I've asked this previously a few times. I got answers, but it was a mixed panel. Now we're just amongst friends, right? Nobody's watching.
We're not Chris's friends, Champ. Stop it.
Friends.
We are not Chris's friends.
Oh, that's true.
Yes,
Chris
we are
don't
her
fuck with y'all niggas.
associates.
Well, all y'all got 3.5 friends. And one of them got one leg. So.
I got more than 3 friends.
Ro got a lot.
So yeah, Ro got too many friends.
She got
they do
football
all
team.
types of shit.
You guys are great associates.
So let me ask this. First off, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Next week and tomorrow, you'll see the beautiful panel of people. Today with the ladies, tomorrow with the mixed panel. People will start having their IGs up here so you can see them, follow them, get to know them, right? I feel like the more you know somebody, the easier it is to watch, engage, even give them shit too. So definitely hit all the links in the chat and all that. All right. Alex, let me ask you this question because I've asked this question previously, but I don't know, it doesn't go well. I feel like maybe it's too many male voices on it sometimes. Does body count matter? She done froze and everything.
Because you're having me answer the question first. I got using the process. I really had to go first. Dang it. I'm trying to think.
You're hilarious.
Another panel. I gotta have a little notebook next to me so I can write my stuff down. Because,
Taking notes.
That's a question.
Let's go.
I don't think so.
Mm.
And you know what? Let me finalize. I feel like I'm gonna regret saying this.
Look at sis.
No.
No?
In what terms? In what terms does body
Jesus Christ. Put him in the bathroom. All right. Let me go.
Sorry, you should have came to me last.
All right, let me get some one-word answers and then I'll come back. So Lex says she don't know. Dana, does body count matter?
No.
Ro,
Hell
does
yeah.
body Rose says hell yeah, body count matters. Mary, does body count matter?
If I'm fucking it, do.
I can't. Chris, does body count matter?
No.
Love, does body count matter?
What you don't know won't hurt you. So I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We too grown.
Isha. Okay. Isha, does body count matter?
Absolutely not.
Miss Nate, does body count matter?
Nope.
Sis, does body count matter?
Yes. Can I say why?
Not yet. So, the people that said it does not matter, please tell me your body count.
25.
Ooh. I'll go first. Go ahead, Dana.
Dana said 25. Okay. Chris?
5.
Times 3, 15. Okay. Nate?
10.
30. Ish?
3. It's
Boy, oh boy.
Damn, you didn't know you lying.
Asia?
You already know too. My ex-husband and my son's father. I told you.
Okay. I know a lot now. Lex, did you come with a conclusion?
I still stand on my answer. No, I don't think body count.
What's yours?
20.
Goddamn right, Lex.
Lex, come on here.
I want to
So
Goddamn
here,
right, Lex.
hold on.
Hey.
I'm married. I don't have kids. I've been single for my entire life. And
Lex.
and
Now,
honestly, it doesn't count to be.
yeah, it's probably more than that. We
There's
understand.
no judgment.
It probably-
if it was
What?
50, it
Wait.
doesn't matter. Even if it was 50, it
Wait,
doesn't matter.
wait. So now here's the thing. One, I want to applaud you guys for being probably the first panel in history to answer that question. Right? Some of us answered it genuinely. I know for a fact some of us answered it disingenuously. For a fact. Now, I appreciate Lex telling us the whys, right? Also, logic tells us if somebody says, and I'm just using Lex as an example, right? Because everybody wanted to answer why, right? Lex went last, so I gave her the floor to say why, so on and so forth. I beg to say a lot of the other women would have said, well, here's reasons why. So I feel like that justification comes when we know there might be a slight issue with it, right? If we don't tell the right number, because I know for a fact some niggas is not telling the right number. So that means by deductive reasoning, there has to be some type of issue with it.
Who are you referring to?
Go ahead.
Oh, I know the niggas at the top, so I don't even.
Oh.
So I be knowing. So
my issue is it's none of your business. And it's none of their business. I wouldn't have a conversation if a man asked me how many people you had sex with. I'm like, how mature are you? I'm fucking 40 years old. Why are you asking me that question?
Oh, hold on, Ish. Shout out to Mike Brown with the $10 super chat. Bravo.
Thanks, Mike.
Yo, you know what's ill about this though? Ish, I get all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand. But the men are proud of y'all. So it cannot matter, or it could matter, but based on how we even approach it, it makes all the difference.
I think it's a very immature question, Hamp. I honestly do, because
oh my god,
hold on. Now ask the men though, will they date?
Good job, ladies. And these are genuine, like they
No,
really
come on,
saying,
sis.
like, damn,
No.
that was
Mm-mm.
dope. So if you're saying immature when dating, okay, whatever, right? But it's not even being seen like that. I just want y'all to see the clarity that you just provided and the bravery you just showed by being honest. Go ahead, sis. Say what you about to say.
Now, ask those men, will any of them date any of these ladies with over 20 body count?
Well, they can hear. They can hear. They in the chat.
I
But
just want
They
to
may
know.
not
I
date,
want
but
them.
they'll still
Okay, I want them
smash.
to answer. I just want them to answer because I
So
learned.
so I can answer for them, right? So men aren't foolish, right? We understand. If you've been, we had this conversation before, Ish, right? If you been having sex since 18, you date 2 people a year, shit doesn't work. You 35. What is that? 30? No, my math is off, right? 28 or something like that.
It's
I
the
don't know,
number. It's
whatever.
over 20. It's quite a bit. It's over 25. We'll say it's over
25, right? But when you do the math, it makes perfect sense. You date 2 people a year, you trying to see where it goes, sex is on the table, that happens, it doesn't work. So what do? Sit down for a minute? Yes, but then you go out, you see somebody, you give it another opportunity. Also, are men being fully genuine in these situations? No. So what will men do? I'm gonna say this, do that. I have no intentions for her, but I want some cheeks. And I call her to see if I can get in. I might take her out when I got nothing else to do, right? So you an afterthought, but you don't know because he being nice, he's still buying dinner, whatever the case is, and when he get them cheeks, he out.
But hemp, I'm gonna go back to my
No,
original
not but on
question.
that. Wait, Adrian, because here's what I don't want you to go back to something because I just want y'all to understand what I'm saying. But if
No,
you want to slightly derail, I mean not derail, but if you want to go back to something, I just want to give y'all this because we understand. Grown men understand. We don't want that. We don't prefer that, but we understand we live in.
So do
Right?
you believe
So
someone
why
is willing?
ask? So why? I'm sorry, Chris. I gotta get this out real quick. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you do.
Then why ask? If you
Okay.
know we are near 40 or over 40 or at 40 or 35, if you already have this quick math, why even bother asking is the point. If you all understand, if you get it and all this and that, then why bother asking in the first place then? If
Because we
it
want to
works
know.
and it's clean, but why? No, I really want to know a genuine
Yeah.
question. If it
Yeah,
works
no.
and it's
So
clean, tell me from a man's perspective, if y'all know the answers a roundabout, why do you ask?
but you prefacing it. So here's how you ask the question. You're asking a question with a presupposition. You're asking a question like we shouldn't be asking. If you genuinely want to ask us why ask, then just ask the question.
Why are
Right?
you asking the question?
It's very
As
simple.
men.
It's very simple because we want to know, right? And we can make a fully educated decision, right? So other things that a woman does or she presents can overcome that. But if I'm already wavering, I'm trying to get to know her, understand. If that body count is crazy, that may be a a, um a decision maker. Or what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, decision maker, deciding factor.
Deciding factor. You know what I'm saying? But if she made that much of an impression on me, that's something I can learn to deal with and understand. But I need to know, especially in a particular city where the demographic is small and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But the key is to educate us or edify us, I should say. You know, but people want to know a lot of stuff, right?
How are you
Like,
edified? No, stop right there. You said you want to be edified. How is a man edified by knowing her body count? How does that
so you
make
don't
you
think
a
a
better
body
person?
count can tell a lot about a person?
Yeah.
No, you said it edifies the man. I want to know, how does it edify you? You know what edification means, right? I'm not trying
No,
to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not. I swear I'm
no,
not.
maybe I don't. Go ahead.
So edification is building you up. Edification is making you
Okay, so
stronger.
yeah, I used it right.
So
Yeah. So now I know what I got to deal with, right? So I can make a conscious decision. And what was the last thing I said, Chris? I lost my train of thought.
You said you wanted to be educated. What do you mean by
I
that?
Yeah,
said
you can tell a
something.
lot about a person. By
Oh,
their
yeah.
body count.
So you can tell a lot about a person, right? Because then you can explore said body count. Is it a college body count? Were they catching wild bodies in a new city? Like all of that shit matters.
So,
That
like,
was kind of like the tag for like my answer to that. Like, I don't think body count matters, but like Cam said, I think you can tell a lot about a person when you're trying to get to know somebody. But at the same time, like him, like people were saying their numbers, and like when I said mine, you were just like, oh, times 15, times 5. Like, do you believe the woman when she says her body count, even if it is low, and you do your math and you're looking at how old she is and all that other stuff?
No.
See, that's
I
a
think
thing right there, though.
I think we add a few. Go ahead.
Because there are women out there who just had a late start.
Yeah.
So
church and
like
shit.
so your math might be wrong on it.
Yeah, it could be wrong, right? But as you get to know her, if you do tell it, maybe that 5 might make a lot more sense. Lex has something, and then Mary. I think Lex, you were saying something, but Chris was talking at the same time.
No, I think you answered it. I was just like, because at the end of what you were saying, where you were like, well, I want to be educated when I ask, like, what is their body count? And I think it sounds like you really nation onto, if someone has a certain set amount of body.
You kind of like chopping a little bit. Is it just me, y'all? Say it one more time, Lex, because I think what you said is important.
No, I was saying when you stated I want to be educated, are you also saying you really just need like an explanation? So if you do ask the question and they do provide you an explanation, like, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought.
No, I think you're right. I think that's what I was speaking to. Like, yeah, we can use reasoning and logic. Will we? Right? That's TBD. But you'd be surprised, right? You may even be pleasantly surprised. Because if that man inquires and you have an interest, I don't know how good, because Mary, what did we say before? People assume. So if Isha says, I'm just using that as an example based on the conversation, nigga, why you want to know? I'm like, God damn, you must be on your your Lex Luger shit. You know what I'm saying? Or Buffy the Body, whoever, whatever porn you like to watch, Jasmine Cashmere, D Cherokee, So that's what's gonna happen. So if you be like, nigga, why you want to know? Be like, okay, I know where she at. Go ahead, Mary.
I feel like men wanting to know that information kind of goes with, I guess with me personally, when I was dating, I always ask men, how many long-term relationships they've been in and what's their longest relationship. So I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with the question that men usually ask in regards to body count, because you're trying to figure out who a person is. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of fucked up that that's how they look at it. But us as women, we kind of look at it as that too, because I've been on dates with men before where they're just like, why does that matter if it was before you? Or why does it matter? People that just be like, oh, I've never been in a relationship over a year. And it's like, what? That's the same thing as a guy looking at a woman say, oh, I slept with 15 niggas. And it's like, what? I just feel like it's the same thing. It's just that it's more derogatory when it comes from men to women versus women just being like, how many relationships you've been in, how many long-term relationships you've been in.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Mary. So I just go ahead, Dana.
Sorry. Just really quickly, I answered the question here because we're on the panel, but if I were in a real life situation and a man asked me, I absolutely would not answer that question, and I wouldn't put up a big fight about it or make a fuss. It's just a question that I don't generally answer. But along those lines, I'm also not going to ask him his body count either, because I'm not interested in that. And for all of the reasons that you said that you would be okay, or you would, for all of the reasons that you justify a higher body count. We understand that people of a certain age may have experienced certain things, or we're doing the numbers when you started having sex, blah, 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 blah. So to Love's point, like it's a non-factor. And so for me, it's not even a conversation that I'm willing to have or entertain. And quite frankly, it's not a conversation that has come up with people that I've been dealing with or that I've dealt with probably since I was in college or shortly thereafter. But so I'm very surprised to hear that it's even a conversation now at this point for people at this point in their lives.
Isha, I just wanted, because Isha was talking when Dana was talking, but she was on mute. Go ahead and then Ro.
I just think that being that asked how many people have you been with is for his own ego. And I think that's the wrong question to be asked. If you want to ask me when's the last time I got tested. That's what you should be worried about. All that other stuff is irrelevant.
Ro?
What I was going to be my question, is it okay if he asks, when's your last checkup, or when's the last time you've been tested? You know what I'm saying? I was going to ask, is that an appropriate question to ask?
Absolutely,
If
100,000%.
not asking the number, because I think men ask that question for a variety of different reasons, but I also think it has something to do with their health. It could be a question for health purposes as well. But
Nah,
Never.
that's for health purposes.
They don't care
That's the
about
health
that.
purposes question. That's
They're
Nobody.
trying to determine if you're really a hoe. That's what they're really trying to
I
do.
mean,
Yeah,
okay.
we don't care about the health, bro.
Okay.
Well, like my thing is,
And you should. That should be what you really care about.
but my thing is,
You should. You a girl.
is that only pertaining to women that somebody will find attractive? Because I don't think men ask women, ugly women, how many men they slept with. If they say
It's
30,
women they considering. Yeah, it's
and
women
if
they
they
considering to take personal.
but if you see, my thing is, if you see somebody that's less attractive and they be like, "Oh, I slept with 30 niggas," you gonna lower the number?
What do
You
you
gonna be
mean?
like, "What? 30 niggas fucked you?" Like,
Yeah, we don't care. Niggas are, you know what, niggas, man, look, niggas will get cheeks from anything. That ain't about nothing. And yeah, that's I mean, Mary, come on.
no, because I feel like women that are more like on the more attractive, like they automatically put a number on them. You ain't even got to answer the question. They gonna be like, "Oh, I know she been around."
Was
Just
she
by how
pretty?
yeah, just by somebody being attractive.
Nah, you actually put numbers on ugly chicks because it's easy. You think about it, right? This what a nigga do. Let me give y'all the fellas might be mad at me, but fuck it. I ain't in the game no more. So nigga will go through his phone, right? The girl he texts her first early. She can't get to him. The next one, then the next one. And that 4 a.m. that girl you was calling ugly that day gonna get a text at 3:35 and wear a mask, come through the back door, walk on all fours just in case somebody looking out the window, all that. So best believe niggas go, it ain't a black book no more. You just scroll up the phone. And then you know what you say before you hit that button? Fuck it. So don't I'm telling you. One thing I wanted to push back on a little bit, and I think we got to explore this further. And AJ, you can get in right away. Is ego. I just want to put this out there. You women up here, based on what I think I know, you do not want a man that doesn't have an ego. You don't. Ego amounts to a lot, right? There's some adverse effects to it, but overall, men need ego. And men need their ego stroked, especially from their woman. So be very careful, because you'll be surprised when you meet a nigga with no ego, he's not gonna be the one you want. Go ahead, love. You got the floor.
I actually agree with that last statement. I don't want a man without an ego. But I was gonna say was because of your story, you have great stories. The way you break it down, it's hilarious. These trash men inviting girls over just because they have an unction or inkling every other night to have sex with different women.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't even ask, because I know they're trash, right? I mean, I just know men that go through a trash period, whatever. Most importantly, it's when's the last time you got tested? Like, I don't. Let's get tested together, right? That's the most important thing. I don't want to know if you had 100. I would hate. I assume because y'all are trash. No disrespect though, but the most important thing is if you have the HIV or chlamydia or something you can't get rid of, herpes, all that. Like that's what I care about.
What's the HIV? What's the
HIV.
HIV.
House
Oh,
in
that's
Virginia.
what y'all call it? Oh, okay.
House in Virginia, HIV, all that.
The HIV, yeah, the monkey on your back.
Yeah, house in Virginia, all that. So, Mary, you threw me off. Hold on. Yeah. So, most importantly is when you get tested, and can we get tested together, right? Because Okay, he may have had 2 women. Who wants an inexperienced man anyway? Like, who wants a man who isn't experienced? So I'm not going to judge you too harshly because you got experience, right? But I also don't want the man that's been with 2 women that found the biggest whore they could find and have herpes and something you can't get rid of. And I just assume because he's a clown, he didn't get a lot of butt. He could give you herpes or something else like that. So most importantly, get tested. That's all that really matters. Does his dingling work? Is it big enough? Does it, is he all that good stuff? So I care about that. And is it sick? No one wants a sick dick. So go get tested.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Wait,
Is
I have a question, Naomi, because I'm just perplexed. Lex, have you been dating for for over 30 years? What?
I'm 27. I mean, I'm pretty open.
I mean, has a guy? I asked that because I'm wondering, has a guy ever asked you what your body count was, or has been, or is?
It's, believe it or not, it's actually been a few years since someone has asked me like what my body count was. I would say like back in college, that was a more common question.
Oh, okay.
But I would say within the past 3-4 years, I haven't been asked that question, and it's comforting because it's obviously like there's like a shade of shame, obviously, by having a higher number, but at the same time, like I haven't been in a relationship and I haven't been married, and I'm not going to close that part, that sexuality part, just because I'm none of those things. I like being sexual, and
you about to say something else?
I don't want you to feel a shade of shame, Lexi, at all. Please don't that's one thing I don't want. I really don't want you to feel any veil of shade or shame, I mean, at all. You're sexually liberated. You are comfortable with your body.
Pam thinks differently, I think.
Girl, and 27-year-old men probably had 150 bodies. So I mean,
and that's probably average for a lot of women, believe it or not. That's pretty. I believe that may be pretty average for a lot of women.
So if you, in actuality, the men aren't doing that, right? They don't have access to sex. So that is one of the misnomers that is profoundly untrue for most men, right? Women are sleeping with the same men. That's how these men are getting their numbers up so high, right? A lot of men do not have access to women, so don't believe that.
That's even worse. You sleep with the same chicks, like.
No, Asia, slow down.
Okay, what I'm saying is
sleeping with the same niggas.
Well, what I'm saying is
what you're saying is different from what I'm saying a little bit. Because if he has 150 chicks, right? The chicks are sleeping with the same man. So, and Lex, here's the point about what you're saying that I appreciate, right? Is because we know, right? We want different things in our lives when that time comes. And we don't want anything to prohibit that. Mm-hmm. So, as an example, you can sleep with 20 guys, or you could sleep with one of the wrong guy. So now you meet his friend, right? That the friend that you actually like and want to be with, but you slept with his friend on some sexual liberation shit. And now it sullies that one relationship that you actually wanted. So men have a very difficult time overcoming that. Now, if you date white men, I don't know about them.
Can I just say this real quick? One of Ham's close friends, Chief, disagreed with that. He totally disagreed with that statement. And Chief is a very respectable man, and I believe he has a very high emotional EQ.
Yeah, Asia. Now, see, I haven't been rude yet. If I have to get there, you guys not gonna like it, right?
No, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Well, what I'm saying is, I see, stop. So. The thing is, right? I'm just giving you the game because this is how the game is played. You don't want to play the game based on outliers. So if Chief is an outlier, I wouldn't recommend you base how you play the game on something that is unusual. Does that make sense? Because if the women have experience, you can attest, men ain't going for that. It's very hard for us to unsee that. Let's give you an example. We sitting at the table, right? You used to be with Chief, right? Now me and you on some Huggy Bear shit. And then we reference something from the past, and Chief like, I remember that. Nigga, what? What you remember? He could be talking about the hot dogs y'all ate. It's not gonna go how you think it's gonna go. And I just really, really need y'all to be realistic. Don't set yourself up for a honey bun. I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying.
But like
Go
Lex
ahead.
says, well, if a lot of people were consistently single like that, a lot more women would have higher numbers. You get what I'm saying? But either one, they fall for stupid niggas, or some people just prefer long-term relationships. That's just what it is. But from what I hear, that number is, and I think Hamp mentioned it before, that's pretty average for women of that, of the age.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it.
I also want to mention, like, being at 27, I lived in 3 different states: LA, Orlando, and here. Those are cities that I've been exposed to many different environments. LA was very materialistic. I mean, I was at One Oak, Le Jardin, all those clubs every Friday, Saturday, Sunday from let me not say 18, 21 until 23.
Yeah.
And Orlando, I was downtown Orlando for 3 years. So, it was just, again, my situation is
Lex, that shit is average. You ain't doing no phenomenal shit with 20 niggas. That's regular shit. Like, don't
The
you know what I
overall
mean?
point,
Go ahead, sis.
point as to why I was inquiring, because I think there's better advice to give. I don't think you should share it, because when men, like you said, like you all have explained in other podcasts, that men don't want to think about who their woman been with, even like if they're feeling the lady, they don't want it. Then the question comes, what's your body count? And they're like 26, and he's like 26 sausages in your vagina, so that's what he's thinking at some point during that dinner or conversation. So I'm not sure if Lex or any of us should really share the correct number. I don't think we should.
Sis, I think one thing, I don't know if you saw this one, then I'll get Love and I gotta get Ro. Men will make assumptions though. So here's what happens, right? You be like, why you need to know, yada yada yada, right? And then you get in the bedroom and put that thing on them. Who taught her this? How the fuck she know how to swing from a ceiling fan? Boom, boom, boom. So I'm just telling you, it could be a catch-22 to Sis's point, right? But I think that for men, I think it's better to be transparent and then show them who you really are and how we mature and so on and so forth. And then he can choose to deal with it. But if you just like, nigga, don't worry about it. Every move you do, that thing that when you, all right, I'm gonna do this the third time we had sex, let me show this nigga something. Now he like, then she learned that from 17 other niggas. I know it, right?
I think
We could be that fickle, that's all.
But confirming a number versus assuming, just leaving it for your mind to wonder or think is different. I would recommend confirming a thing, especially when it comes to,
because they're gonna assume by the way that you look. They're gonna assume by the people that you hang around, and they're gonna assume by what you do in the bedroom. So
it's gonna be mad assumptions.
And that's why you gotta be mindful of your friends, who your friends are. Because
if
you got whole friends, more than likely they're thinking you a hoe too.
You gotta remember, opinions is that wilderness between knowledge and ignorance. So when you leave people there to like just formulate, motherfuckers don't do a good job. Go ahead, Love, and then I get Ro for the final thought.
I remember on one of your podcasts, it was the Inside the Locker Room.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a few of your friends, and the question was, not verbatim, but the question was, would you be with a woman seriously if you knew that one of your friends smashed? You remember that episode, Hamp?
Yeah.
I do.
And you were okay, yeah. And I was commenting like crazy that episode. And so it's not, what was his name? Not Russell, not
Bub?
Jimmy either. No. He was dark skin on the Ron. Thank you, Ron. And Ron gave his honest opinion. He's like there and said, I don't care what she did before me.
Russ.
It wasn't Russ. It was Ron. It was Ron. dark skin. It was Ron. It wasn't Russ.
Oh,
And he said,
no, no,
and
Ron.
sis was on that podcast. Not she was in. I remember her. She was commenting too. But
I
anyway,
don't
the
know no
point
Ron
is,
though.
I'm gonna send it to you later.
Is it
Mhm.
LaRon? What's his real name? Is it
LaRon.
Oh, LaRon, yeah.
LaRon. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Like that was so off from Ron. Anyway,
I
back to the
just didn't
story.
register.
Back to the story. And he said, I don't care what she did before me. And he said, if I love her, I'm gonna marry her. And y'all kept on trying to get clarified. I said, what if she smashed like 5 of your friends? He's like, I don't care. I love her and I want to be with her. And
Mhm.
y'all tried to clown him. He stood in his truth.
He's a clown.
So I'm bringing that up because you have two friends that don't even really know each other like that, and they have the same sentiment. So I'm just
Out of how many?
I'm just they are not that unique, is what I'm saying to you.
What I'm saying is, go ahead.
There are a lot of men out there that understand that finding true love and a woman that's down for you and gives you the respect and the respect, the appreciation, the submission, all of that, good cheeks, clean, all that. She gives you all of those things. Those things are hard to find. And so if she did smash a homie 5-10 years ago, 15 years ago, or a friend of a friend, that won't block you from true love.
Yeah, don't. But see, friend of a friend's not the same, right? So I'm saying if it's my actual friend, then it's just not happening for the majority of men. I'm trying to tell you, because what Asia left out, it wasn't just me and Ron on the podcast. It was a bunch of other niggas, and then we asked another.
It was LeBron, Andre, and B.
It was 4, right?
Wasn't
and Corey.
Sean there?
I don't remember Sean. Was Sean there too? Yeah. Okay, so it was 4. So Sean was the 4th one, though.
So it was 5, 6 of us.
No, it's 4. You're the 5th one. LeBron, Andre, B.
So it's 5 of us.
That's 5. Yes, 5 of y'all.
Okay, so Lex, go ahead and roll your dice with 1 out of 5. I guess.
No,
or
that's
then
not
if
the
you
point.
if you add Chief in with that podcast, that's another 5. So now you have what, 2 out of 12? Roll the dice then.
All I'm saying is
they're out there.
Small world. It's a small world, and there are a lot of men out there that are mature enough to understand that you have a past.
Asia, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that because there's no need to disrespect people for feeling how they feel. Well, you said mature enough, right? So that leads you to believe that the men that can't do that aren't mature, right? So we shouldn't do that, right? Because we're just having a conversation, right?
I wasn't calling you mature though, Ham. I really was. I'm just saying there's a level of maturity.
By Nick, you didn't say that though, right? You said they're mature enough, right? You didn't say the level was different, so on and so forth. We got to be very careful. We're going to have a genuine conversation.
Okay, so you're on your stuff at 11:09 p.m. Okay.
No. Am I being off? Right? Because if you say it, then deductive reasoning would say the other men by nature then are not mature.
Wednesday Hamp is coming out. No, it's cool. I get it. It's almost Wednesday.
Cool. I just want to be very careful because here's what happens with the conversation. We start to do that, and then we throw these jabs when really we should just be listening and talking to understand.
No, sir. When nobody jabbing. There is a level of maturity and a emotional high EQ that men exhibit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, if you don't, God be with you. God bless you. Good night.
Okay.
But there are others out there that do.
Because there's so many people
women
watching.
have different levels of maturity.
There's so many people watching, but I can't let that type of stuff slide. Not on Tuesday, because we've been speaking well the entire night. You know what I mean? On Wednesday, I'll just tear your ass up. But on Tuesday, we want to make sure everybody get proper understanding. Damn, I'm getting good at this. Ro.
I actually agree with him because I've had men say the same thing he has said. Not men that I've dated, but big brothers, cousins. They've all said the same thing. And again, I'm judgment free. Everybody does what they do, but I think it does matter to men how many and who you have slept with, and what your experience is. This is why I said the other day, before you get married, you should know what you like and what you don't like. And it happens through having these experiences. So I think he is correct. I think men do have some type of issue or thought process when it comes to wanting to know how many men we've slept with and with who. I agree with that. And that's just coming from other men who are married, who have found their spouse, who have said the same thing.
That's a good conversation, man. Clap if you guys don't mind. Right. Man, this was interesting. And I was just throwing this out there to be like 10 minutes. But I want to say that how do I say it? I'm going to say the word I want to say, right? The risk that was taken, even though should it be risky? Who knows, right? Maybe it shouldn't be risky, but the fact that it currently is, and everybody did something that I've never seen done before, that shit was inspiring to me, because I think when Lex gave the justifications and Dana said her shit and then muted the mic, like, you know what I mean? Like that shit was awesome. And Chris, and who else was honest? Nay, kind of. Not them two niggas up top. Nope. So that shit was awesome. That was a different experience. I think Sis might have lied too. I know that nigga, man. I don't know.
You didn't ask me, but
I did. See, oh my god, Nate, didn't I ask that nigga?
I didn't
Sis agreed with me and Mary. She
Yeah,
agreed
you
with Mary
answered.
because we
We
said it
didn't
does matter.
require an answer. We didn't require an answer. So,
But he asked our numbers. I don't remember Sis saying the number. So Sis, what's your number?
so he only said he only asked the people that feel like it don't matter.
Yo, yeah, that's what it was. Sis, Mary saved you, Sis.
Me, Sis, and Ro was out of it.
Oh, that's what it was. Damn, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Oh, Ish.
Double back, ask them the question because I'm curious now.
Nah, no, it don't matter. Remember?
Listen, I got one husband.
Listen, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. If you missed this, I mean, I don't know. The live experience is something different, especially if you're in the comments. So next time you up here, definitely like, share, subscribe, and then share. Again, just send it to somebody via text, whatever the case is. I guarantee they'll be intrigued. We hit a lot of awesome. The conversation was awesome. We stayed on one topic, but we differentiated that topic to the fullest extent. The last one was a bonus, and this is something that I just really appreciate. That's why I continue to be redundant in saying that. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Ro, final thought.
Hold your friends accountable, but do it in love. And that includes speaking to them in love.
Word. Ish.
My body count is nobody's business. And I just don't really trust a woman with a whole lot of friends because she comes off as being a people pleaser. And I don't trust that. So
Word. Mary.
Listen, whatever your body count is, it's your business. Don't let nobody tell you no different. You still gonna get chose, I promise.
Word. Lex. You on mute. You on mute. He's going off.
I was just gonna say, lead in your life with love, with compassion, and with honesty. Keep those around you, your tight circle, and grow every day.
Word. Dana.
I would say be your most authentic self, regardless of how people receive it. So whether that's in your friendships, whether that's a man who's interested in your personal business, your personal affairs. Move how you want to move in the most authentic way possible, and let the cards fall where they may.
Word. Miss Nay.
Whoever you call your friends, make sure that you hold them accountable. Otherwise, you're not maintaining healthy friendships, and then you're going to be considered guilty by association. And I love that as women, we're honest and transparent. Fellas can learn a lot from that.
Word. Sis.
Do not share your body count. I don't care what these people are saying. Don't tell people what's going on between your legs. Like your grandmothers used to say, that is no one's business, like Isha said. Your friends, be loyal to your friends and choose like-minded friends.
Word. Chris.
Your circle is a reflection of you. So hold people accountable, be genuine, and choose wisely, because everybody is not your friend.
Word. Love.
Excuse me. Communication is very important. And if you want your message to be received, ensure you are delivering it in a way in which the recipient can receive it, however that is. And also understand how you speak to yourself is also important. Because how you speak to yourself and the thoughts you have towards yourself are just as important. Value who you are, be authentic with who you are, and don't let this warped society morph you and make you feel bad for being true to yourself. Last thing I want to say is I love the fact that we can create safe space among women and have authentic conversations. That's super important, that we create safe spaces as women so that we can get what we need from one another as community.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of you guys. I think you guys did an awesome job today. I think we learned a lot. They saying this. I mean, point blank. Now, if you can add up this whole panel, it won't be enough. Let me tell you that now. So, y'all not fucking with me. So I ain't worried about it.
And you still somebody's husband. That's why I said, listen, ladies.
Mary. My final thought. You had your shot. Jesus Christ. It's the blonde hair, bro. I'm telling you, man. But it's different for us, right? We don't get judged the same. We understand that, right? You could hit a threshold where, enough might be enough, but it's hard pressed for a man to hit that, So I agree with Asia. I don't think you have to be down on yourself, but you have to understand there's consequences with every action, right? And because it is so subjective, just be careful, right? Because one person can say yes, one person can say no, and the no could be the person that you want, right? Regardless if you agree with the reasons. So that's all I'm saying. Err on the side of caution, because I think we need to bring families back, So, but yeah, women's friendships are trash, bro. I don't care what y'all say. I can't do it, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.